Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of this Let's Play of Monster Hunter World. It's been a while and I'm really out of practice, but for now, we're gonna head back to the research base just to see what's up with the main story. As you can see, I am decked out in full tsetse gear. We'll see if it's any use against the next monster. And oh hey, the field team leader managed to find us. That's nice. I just realized the third fleet master is not wearing any shoes for some reason. Looks like we're gonna go hunt ourselves a Paolumu.
Oops.
We'll see what that looks like when we run into it.
Want to get going?
We get a glider mantle.
Moons, the sky, all of this is amazing.
We'll use the glider mantle next time. It's not particularly useful against this monster at the moment. But first, gonna quickly change to flash fly cage because that's gonna be quite useful against this monster. Because it flies a lot. And it's definitely not immune to it, unlike tsetse, which is good.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we're gonna try and fix up the research base so that I could fly, which is pretty cool actually. We're going to go to Northeast Camp because I know where he spawns and it's closer to there than anything. Just gotta make sure I've got flash pods. I should probably go farm some more flash bugs, but that can wait.
All right.
We also get some nice free flash pods, which is always good.
Oh yeah.
I skipped over the animation of eating outside of the regular canteen, but we'll see it next time, don't worry. Pick up a few footprints of the next monster, because funnily enough, that's for the next monster we're gonna fight, I believe. We haven't run into it just yet. Well, we have in a cutscene, but we haven't run into it properly yet. So yeah, over there is where all the coral is, so we're gonna head over there for a bit. They kind of look like giant sponges, personally. I like how it calls them old feathers, but they're very clearly tutsi fur. So yep, that's Paolumu. It's a big furry bat that can inflate his neck. I believe it's sweet to fire, which is why I brought along the Anjanath horn. Along with the fact that it also comes with rain pressure negated, which is useful. You're gonna have to forgive me for any stupid mistakes I've made, because I haven't played this in about a month. being busy with real life, but now I'm not as busy, I should say. So let's keep bashing the head. Periodically, Paolumu inhales, and I think once he inhales 3 times, no, maybe 4 times. Once he inhales a certain amount, he will puff up and start to fly. And that's when the flash pods really come in handy. For now, we've managed to use the flash fly cage to make him all confused. Oh, and our cats managed to poison him. He's gonna bash the hell out of his head. Oh, there we go. He's inflated now. So once he inflates, he starts blowing jets of air at you that will knock you over. But if you flash pot him, he will be knocked out of the sky, and it's pretty convenient, to be honest. He'll also be quite confused for a bit, so that's also helpful. Annoyingly, because the Anjanath horn has a bone horn as the base, it runs out of sharpness really quickly. The health recovery and antidote song isn't too useful compared to this on this horn though. But it's not the worst horn I could bring to this situation. Like I said, it's weak to fire, and the wind pressure negated song will definitely help if Paolumu ever does manage to get a blast off. Because I try to keep on top of knocking him down. I guess he doesn't want to fight up there. I try to get the mount there, but I missed, sadly. So yeah, we're gonna fight him in a very tight space. I'm just surprised that we're fighting him in the first place. Usually monsters don't like to fight in between. They don't like to fight in between larger areas. So I'm surprised he wants to fight me here. But just need to keep beating the crap out of his head, which is basically in a wall. So yeah, now he's among these big anemones and stuff. As you remember from the TC episode, the anemones can act as traps, so I try my best to fight him on them. I don't think I ever do manage to trigger off the trap though, which is kind of annoying. But hey, what you gonna do? I still don't know what really triggers it actually. I assume it's a large amount of damage whilst you're on top of it, but who knows? Maybe you have to hit the anemone itself. Whatever it is, I don't manage to do it. Starting to get tired out, so let's beat the crap out of him. He really doesn't stay long, does he? If you remember, I was talking about how there's a blindsider skill, I believe it's called, on the CC armor. I'm not sure if it made me able to hit him from the back. I don't think I did. Like, I flashed behind him before and it didn't knock him down from the air, so... I don't actually know what blindsider does now, actually. Maybe it makes CC susceptible to flashes, but I doubt it. Yeah. So, maybe it doesn't count because it's not a flash pod. Oh. Maybe it does. Maybe it does knock him down. Maybe it does knock him down if you flash behind him, unlike usual flashes. Who knows? Also, you saw just now that when he's in his balloon state, he can also do a body slam down on the ground. It hurts quite a bit, so try not to get hit by it. Preferably just by flashing him out of the sky first. But yeah, so maybe blindsider does make it so that flash pods work if you flash behind him. Just like a CC. I guess that makes sense. At this point, he likes to charge a lot. I think he's got the same basic skeleton as Raffian, which would make sense. And yeah, I'm just getting hit a lot. That's a waste of a Slate Toad. That's annoying. I could have used that to bash the shit out of him. Apparently, if you put a bomb next to those pink coral trees, that like the one right behind Palumu, you'll basically make them into a state where you can run at them using certain weapons like sword and shield and bow, and that lets you do some pretty strong aerial attacks. So if you're using one of those weapons, keep in mind that you can make your own walls because they require specific walls. So you can just make your own wall, basically. In this area, at least. So pretty much you need to be fighting Paolumu and CC, really. Man, I am so out of practice. Not limping just yet, though. Flown up there again. Annoyingly, I don't think there's any wedge beetles that I could use to slingshot myself up there quickly. Now it's just back to beating the shit out of it. We've run out of free flash pods, so time to use my own. And just in time! Basically, Paolumu, you just never wanted to have a chance to fly and wreak havoc on you. Because the stuff it does whilst it's in balloon mode does hurt quite a bit, actually. And there we go, it's limping. Interesting thing about the concept art for Paolumu is that in the concept art, he's kind of got like a little trunk. I think the closest living thing to that is the trunk of the Saiga, I think it's called, which is like a Central Asian steppe deer. Recently was in trouble because it had a big epidemic of some disease that started killing off the population, and it was already endangered anyway, so it's not great. Yeah, I believe it's got a similar it had a similar trunk design to it. I thought it looked pretty cool because there's a decent amount of bats out there which have very unique nose designs because of echolocation and how it works. So I thought it looked pretty good and effective at conveying, like, yeah, this is a really interesting bat. But then they've changed it to be more flying foxish, I think. I mean, design still works. Paolumu is still pretty cool. It's very cute, but it could have been more, what's the word? Exotic, maybe? Maybe. So yeah, here's the Paolumu's nest. I could have gone another way and used a vine to sling myself across the that way. Yeah, but I'm bad at using the vines, so I decided to go the easier way. But yeah, here we go. He's still really sluggish because we woke him up. He's not happy. Also, this lair is also full of the walls that I was talking about. The ones that sword and shield, bow, hammer could all use to like do aerial attacks. It's pretty useful. That's interesting. The flash fly cage made him confused even though it's behind him. I don't really know the mechanics behind like flashing and stuff. I'm just assuming based on what I've experienced. But I don't know. Maybe Blindsider does work on flashlight cages, but it didn't earlier, so it's all very confusing. There he goes. Oh, I missed it. And he's flying outside. Which is lovely. And I forgot to change my radial menu to my usual melee configuration because usually I have quick craft for... Oh, there we go. That's the body slam I was talking about. Usually I have quick craft of flash pod stuff. We've managed to break a wing, and there we go.
Let's hurry back to the research base. I'm starving.
That's Paolumu down. Not much else to say about him. We've pretty much seen all his moves so far. I don't think I've ever seen it fly outside its lair and come back for a dive bomb like that before, but hey, caught it in camera at least. You can climb those vines there to do some aerial attacks by jumping off them. They don't actually go anywhere, they just stop at the ceiling, so. I forgot how long it takes for this stupid thing to go. It's kind of annoying. I wonder if there's a way to end the timer early, if you're so annoying. Have a sausage, kitty cat. Yeah, 14 minutes. I'm really out of practice, I know. I know. It's not great. Could be better. And it's back to the research base for us. They never bothered with test flight. That sounds
prepare before
great.
You head down to the Rotten Vale?
Yes, we should, which is why we're not going to do it until the next episode.
Right. I'm counting on you.
We'll go fight some Shamos later. There is an optional quest to go fight Shamos, so I might just do those next time. But for now, we're heading back to Astera to see what we can make with these Paolumu parts.
There you are, Fiber.
So yeah, we can see more of the upgrade tree now. We can't really see what we can make because we don't have the materials for it, but at the very least we can look at the Paluma horn. It's not too bad. I think Tool Use Drain Reduced is a new song that we haven't seen on any other horns. It's pretty interesting. It's I guess it'll be useful if you use mantles a lot, but I guess it's just generally useful. I don't know. I've never used Paluma horn before, but I can see it being useful if you're using stuff like Vitality Mantle or which we haven't got yet, true, but we'll get around to it eventually. Or do we? I'm not sure if we have Vitality Mantle yet. Anyway, let's check out the Palumu gear, which is extremely fluffy. It looks hilarious on guys. Let's check out the skills. It's not too bad. Master Mount is definitely interesting, and I'm surprised it's got Artillery level 1 because it doesn't look like it should. There's also, of course, the Palico gear for Palumus, which is ridiculously cute as well. It's just floofy and poofy. But yeah, for now, I will eventually make a Paluma horn just to show it off. But first, let's show off another weapon, and my absolute favorite weapon in all of Monster Hunter World is the heavy bowgun. So we're gonna make that, and I'm just checking out the various, you know, ammo capabilities of these bowguns. And I think I eventually decided on making the Jagras one. So the Jagras heavy bowgun focuses on spread ammo, which is basically like a shotgun. I'm pretty sure I talked about the different attack types when I showed off light bowgun. But there's a couple of unique ammos when it comes to heavy bowgun. So heavy bowguns can have cluster ammo, which basically makes your it basically turns your gun into a mortar. And there's also wyvern ammo, which is basically a really hard-hitting shot with a charge time, so it's useful for waking up monsters. The Jagras cannon has capabilities of using is capable of using cluster ammo, but it's not capable of using wyvern ammo. So we won't be seeing wyvern ammo just yet, but I will be showing off some other heavy bowguns anyway, because the different playstyles between normal, spread, and pierce are all really different. So I feel as though they need some showing off anyway. I need a few more materials from the Coral Islands anyway, so I'm just gonna quickly do that off screen and come back to fully upgraded Jagras. And
Good to see
forgot to talk to this guy. And I believe he's got a quest that wants us to capture a Palumu. We won't be doing that just yet. I'll probably do that next time, but or some other time, but I'll get around to it eventually. But first, I need to go sort out some ammo, because I don't have any on me at the time. I really should just cut this out, but suffice it to say, I really like heavy bowgun just because it's just a huge variety of stuff you can do with heavy bowgun. Like, obviously you're gonna need a different heavy bowgun every time you want to do something differently, but that's just the fun part of it, I guess. The Jagras heavy bowgun actually stands up quite well even into endgame, because it's actually non-elemental boost compatible. So non-elemental boost is a skill that, as it sounds like, boosts non-elemental damage. And the interesting thing is that it does work with bowguns. The thing is, the bowguns have to be incapable of using any elemental ammo whatsoever. So that's fire, water, ice, thunder, and dragon as well. So you can't use any of those. And yeah, the Jagras heavy bowgun is one of those. It can only it can only hold up to it can only carry, sorry, it can only use, that's the right word, it can only use up to spread ammo 2, so it can't use spread ammo 3. But the thing is, it's got a really huge clip, and with non-elemental boost, it basically hits as hard as spread ammo 3. I personally use on my main the Nergigante heavy bowgun, which we're obviously not going to get for a while on this character, if at all. But basically, it hits pretty hard. But Nergigante heavy bowgun is not compatible with NEB, non-element boost, whatever. So yeah. Right now I'm changing up my radio menu, specifically for the heavy bowgun, this heavy bowgun at the very least, just because I want to be able to craft ammo on the fly. So you can craft ammo whilst you're doing anything, as long as you're not like using another item, you can craft ammo. So even if you're shooting, or if you're shooting things, or if you're being stunned, or if you're reloading, you can still craft. It doesn't really matter. One final thing I forgot to do was to put in some mods into this Jaggers. So close range up is fine because it is a shotgun. So I'm going to be close range anyway. And I'm going to put one shield mod on it. So shield mods are also unique to heavy bowguns, and they basically give you shield capabilities as long as you're not reloading or firing. One shield mod is about equivalent to the shield of a sword and shield, whilst 3 shield mods is basically equivalent to a lance. So it affects how much damage you take and how much knockback you take when you've been hit. And we're just gonna do a fight Raffian in arena because I know Raffian's patterns decently well, and I need to get back into the flow of things really. And let's head off. And first things first, let's eat something really quickly. And I'll show off the outside canteen animation. That's a lot of chicken. I find it very impressive that we managed to take off the second piece of meat on the kebab rather than first, but okay. So yeah, a few things I forgot to do. Change back to Vigor Wall Spray. This is a really stupid bit where I just completely forgot what to do. Or like I did a bunch of shit in a really stupid order. First things first, I reordered my my ammo in the selection bar, you can see. And I move out again because I'm gonna save this as an inventory thing, and I forgot to put it on spread 2, so that's default. It's silly, but it's just something I keep forgetting to do. Save the item loadout, and I name it something. Jagras. Heavy bowgun. Yeah, like I said, as you can tell, I haven't done this in a while, and then I pressed the wrong button, so I need to rename it. Yeah, I'm a bit dumb. There we go. Okay, now we can go fight the Raffian properly. Then I take the zip line. And then I take the zip line back because I realized I forgot to take the free stuff. I'm not sure if the zip line should be able to work like this. I'm pretty sure it works based on gravity. Although there is the okay, maybe it's not a zip line, maybe it's a conveyor belt. That makes more sense. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's more like a old school clothesline than anything. Put some flash pods in just in case. Even though Raffian doesn't fly much, it might still be useful. Although with heavy bowgun, it takes a while to put away a heavy bowgun, so it'll be a bit harder flashing properly. I tried and do the stone trick again, but I think she spots me first. But yeah, I don't manage to get the rocks on her. Oh well. So yeah, let's go. Heavy bowgun. And the shield's already come into use. So yeah, like the normal shields, it can only protect you. Attacks from the front and the sides, can't do it from the back. And as you saw just now, I was in the firing post-firing animation, and you can get hit during then. So the shield's not perfect, but it's pretty damn useful. I still dodge a lot though because I'm used to dodging a lot. So yeah, heavy bowguns have two different types of special ammo. This one is Wyvern Heart. So Wyvern Heart basically lets your heavy bowgun turn into a giant minigun, which is awesome. It's tough to get maximum amount of damage from it, because what you need to do is you need to keep it on the same spot to do the maximum amount of damage. But it looks cool, and that's what matters. Other heavy bowguns that are built on the bone heavy bowgun base. So this bowgun's based on the ore tree, so it gets a Wyvern Heart. Anything based on the bone tree gets Wyvern Snipe, which, as it sounds, is a really big, piercing, explosive sniper round that goes straight through your enemy and explodes throughout it. So for that one, what you want to do is you want to get a long enemy and shoot right down the longest axis it's got, just to have the most explosions. So it would be pretty decent against Raffian actually. But there's some very long monsters that it would be really awesome to use against. So yeah, shield's very useful. If I had more shield mods in here, then I wouldn't be knocked back as much. Yeah. And I think also if I had guard decorations or guard skill. So yeah, we can even block fireballs. As you can see, we take a little bit of chip damage, so we can't just guard forever, but it's useful. And yeah, as you can see, I'm just using I use the radial menu just to top off my spread ammo. So yeah, aim of the game now is just to shoot it in the face as much as possible. And there we go, we've broken its head already. Next I'm probably gonna try go for the wings, actually. Yeah, sadly I didn't block that roar. Shields can block roars, it's just I was in the post-shot animation. And I spent so long setting up that the Dragonator's already usable. I believe it starts counting down from, you know, when you come into the zone rather than when you enter the arena. And also already broken a wing, so we're gonna go for another one. This heavy bowgun doesn't have slicing ammo capability, so we can't cut off her tail, unfortunately. Oh yeah, when she lands, she has a bit of wind pressure, so it pushes us back a bit. But now let's lure her to the Dragonator. It went off anyway. So yeah, heavy bowgun, you're not particularly mobile, you're going to need to dodge a lot, just because it takes a long time for you to put away your gun. Again, I made sure. So what's nice about Jagger's Fang Cannon, and here I'm showing off the cluster ammo, as you can see, is pretty much a mortar. I don't hit it very well. But yeah, the nice thing about the Jagger's Fang Cannon is that it it natively has +2 recoil and normal reload speeds for spread 2, so I don't need to put in any recoil or reload mods for my main ammo at the very least. As you can see, the paralysis ammo, it's got a lot of recoil, so if I ever plan to use it more, which I don't really, I could have slotted in some recoil, but it was good to use, that's really annoying. The stupid Vigor Wasps got in the way of my mortar shot, and it blew up on top of me rather on top of the, rather on top of Raffian. The way the mortar shot works is that the first thing hits, that's where the shot splinters and strikes. So don't let things get in the way, really. I was saying something about recoil and reload earlier, but I don't remember what, so whatever. Let's just spread shot her in the face a bit more. See if we can break that other wing. I'm also trying to shoot her in the feet, just because if I shoot her in the feet enough, it will flinch her out of the sky. But I guess it doesn't this time around. You know the bit where I said I know most of Raffian's tells? Maybe I exaggerated a little bit. But hey, that's the first red thrown item drop, so she's pretty close to being down and out. Let's go back into minigun mode because it's fun. But yeah, if you actually manage to keep your fire on target long enough, the damage actually does add up quite a decent amount. The problem is that the Dragus cannon's got average deviation, so it does move around a bit. The shot does move around a bit after every shot, and that includes every single minigun shot. If I cared enough, I could have slotted in lower deviation mods, but I only really do that if the gun's got high deviation, and that is one of my preferred guns. So it has its uses, but it's not always super necessary. And it lowering deviation really isn't particularly necessary with a shotgun of all things, because it really doesn't matter. Yeah, as you saw earlier, you can also melee with heavy bowgun, exact same way as the light bowgun. Just triangle and circle at the same time. Or whatever it is on PC. And again, triangle when drawing your weapon to auto-reload, R2 when drawing your weapon to not force a reload. Just gonna keep shooting in her face, because it's fun. Let's just get in range of the face, or just start shooting the legs to try and knock her over. The shield mod's getting its use. I think it's nearly dead now. There we go. Yeah, that took a really long time to kill. Just kind of annoying. Yeah, we killed Raffian. Hooray! Hey, we get a plate. And another plate! Where the hell was this when I was farming up Raffian stuff? Oh well, can't really complain. It means I can make a few Raffian weapons as well, I think. So yeah, that's normal ammo, it's just single shot, basically like a sniper rifle. Normal ammo one's not going to do much damage, but it is infinite, so it's very much a backup ammo, but I can't think of any hunt that takes long enough that you're going to be forced to use normal ammo infinite anyway. Or normal ammo 1 anyway. Oh yeah, exhaust ammo. I wasn't able to show this off before, but exhaust ammo, actually, it so you see that little blue triangle next to the ammo? It means that it's auto reload, and what that means is that it only carries 1 in the clip, but it will auto reload after every firing. And yeah, that's pretty much it for auto reload. My commentary video has gone kind of weird, which is kind of annoying, so I'm gonna stop commentating now, and I'm just gonna let the rest of the video play out. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Yes.